Okay, Animator? Yeah. This is the program for tonight. We will start with a very short introduction of University College Absalon. And then after that, you will receive more detailed information about the honors degree program. We will be talking about what it's like to be a student in Vordingborg on the International Honors degree, what the campus is like. The admission requirements will also be touched upon, and you will have ample time for questions and answers. So this is a little map showing the region of Zealand where University College Absalon is located. We have 13 different educations at the moment, and we are located in 7 different cities in the region of Zealand. And the International Honors degree is located in the town of Vordingborg. It's one of our southernmost campuses, and very close to the coast, a very lovely area. And if you choose to come and study with us at that campus, there is a Danish teacher education, there is the International Honors degree education, and there is also the social education, or as we say in Denmark, pedagogue education.
That's it for this. So I will stop sharing. And I've just fixed the chat, so now you're able to write in the chat. So we would really like to know where you're from.
So Ines, I guess you're going to share your screen?
Yeah, I'll share my screen and open up my presentation now.
Yep.
And there. Yes, so as I said before, I'm a student in my, well, I've just completed my 3rd year. So I'm in my final year of the education. And yeah, I'm going to give you a bit of an overview on our study program. So if you're wondering whether this study is for you, it's a study for you if you enjoy working with children and you also enjoy working in an international environment. So with students from, yes, different countries, as well as if you love to travel and explore the world, you'll have job opportunities where you can go to different countries and yeah, experience working maybe in several places. And finally, if you want an inspiring and creative job where every day isn't the same. And then studying specifically at our university, or why study here, why study this degree? Currently, there's an increased number of international schools all around the world in all countries. So there's a higher demand for teachers. And if you study at our degree, you will be an interculturally competent teacher, meaning they'll prepare you to work in an intercultural environment. So studying our degree gives you a very attractive job profile to these schools around the world, and you'll therefore have a lot of international career opportunities abroad. And as well as you'll be studying in Denmark, so you'll get knowledge into Danish pedagogical traditions and principles. And our bachelor is a 4-year program, and it's an honors degree, meaning that you'll get 270 credits. And in the degree, you'll be able to specialize in 4 teaching subjects. So this is the Danish model of a bachelor in education, and you select 4 teaching subjects that you'd like to specialize in and then teach. And also in the 4-year program, you get 3 teaching experiences, meaning that you have 3 opportunities to go work at a school for between 6 to 8 weeks and gain practical experience. And you also have possibilities for international exchange. So if you'd like to take a semester abroad, or if there's a specific subject you'd like to study in another country, you have the opportunity to do so. And finally, in our bachelor, The classes are characterized as having a high level of personal attention, meaning you can have a lot of discussions in your classes, and they're also innovative as they used project-based learning. This is an overview of our program. So it's 4 years, meaning it's 8 semesters long. And here we have yellow blocks and blue blocks. So first I'm going to talk about the yellow ones. The yellow ones are the modules that every student has. So yeah, they're the mandatory ones. So for example, in your first year, you have general education and you have pupils learning. So in general education, you get general knowledge about topics such as religion, ethics, also how to be interculturally competent. So it really prepares you to work in intercultural environments. And then in the other module, pupils learning, in your first year, you get an introduction to different developmental psychologies. So you get to learn about how students learn and also didactical models. So you begin to prepare, different theories that you can use to plan lessons and to teach. Then in your second year, the mandatory subjects that you have are general teaching competence, where you dive deeper into developmental psychology, so how students learn, and also more didactics, so more lesson planning, and you get a more thorough knowledge in those areas. And then you also have curricula. Now this is a module where you'll learn about different curricula used at different schools, and this prepares you by giving you your job profile will be much better as you're going to be prepared to work in different international schools abroad, and you hear about how they teach, so you can also figure out what type of schools you'd like to teach at. And then we also have academic writing and literacy, where you look into different literature, and you also learn more about academic writing. Then in your third year, you have a specialization module in research and academic working methods. So here you learn a lot about carrying out research and different writing up your papers. So this prepares you a bit also for your bachelor or for other papers that you may write. And then you have bilingual education, where you learn about teaching bilingual students. And these are students that are, you'll really find a lot of them in the classes that you teach. So it's very useful if you want to work at international schools and even national schools. A lot of students, a lot of people in the world are bilingual. So it's a very useful course. And then in your final year, you take a second part to research and academic working methods. And you also work on your bachelor in the bachelor laboratory workshop. And then finally, you have another module on inclusive education. So here you learn about special education and also inclusion. So you prepare to teach in a class with diverse students. So those are the yellow blocks, the courses that everybody takes. And then the ones in blue are the 4 subjects that you'll specialize in throughout your bachelor. So in your first year, everybody has English because you're taking an international bachelor. They want you to specialize in teaching English. And then in your third, fourth, and fifth year, you're able to select another subject in your second, third, and fourth year, you're able to select a subject that you'd like to specialize in. And you also have a cross-curricular module where you take that subject combined with another. For example, if you were to take history, you would take history with social geography, or different stuff like that. Or art, you also combine it with some science. Yes. And so this is a bit of a look into these blue blocks, what subjects you can select to specialize in. And you can tailor this towards your interests, or the subjects that you would like to teach, the subjects that you enjoy. For example, you can take science, history and social geography, physical education and health, German, religious studies, and art. And these are subjects that are offered at our university in English. However, you also have the possibility to choose to study another subject at a partner university. For example, there's maths in Sweden, and I myself studied that. And it was also, it was just a very nice opportunity to go abroad and do an exchange at another university and take a subject that you'd like to study. Then we have the teaching experience. So throughout your education, throughout those 4 years, you will have 3 teaching experiences at schools. So in your first year, you will teach at a local Danish school. And it's nice because, yeah, it's close by to the university. You don't have to go abroad. So it's quite nice to do while you study. And you teach English while you're taking English at a local Danish school. Then in your second year, you have the opportunity to go abroad, and there's a lot of countries that you can select. So our university has connections with a lot of international schools abroad, because we have students each year going to many different countries. So you have a list of contacts that you can select based on what you're interested in. I myself, for example, went to Milan, but we've had students go to Malaysia, to Tanzania, there's a lot of options, both in Europe and also outside of Europe. And then in your third year, you finally do your last internship at an international school within Denmark. So yes, in order to get the international honors degree, so in order to get an honors degree, you are required to do an international exchange. And this can be done through your teaching experience, as I was talking about, in your second year, where you go abroad to a school and you work for 6 to 8 weeks, but you also have the opportunity to take a semester abroad, for example, studying maths in Sweden, or if there's another subject you'd like to take at a university, you can also do so and take a subject abroad. And we have a long list of partner universities that our university has on our website. And for example, these are some of the partner universities. So yeah, you have Australia, Austria, Norway, Spain, Sweden, Finland. There's a lot of universities that you can go to take your exchange. Then the portfolio. So this is some practical information. In our university, we get examined through, we have written exams, and we also have assignments that we complete. But apart from that, throughout your bachelor, you will be gathering different, like, for example, images, or if you read a certain text that you find very inspirational, or research paper, you can also gather that, and you create a portfolio. And you can also have reflections within it, and it sort of creates a coherence through the 4 years of your course. So it reflects your experience, creating your identity as a teacher in the course, and you're examined in it in your third year. So in your 5th semester, you present it, and it shows, yes, your evolution throughout the courses that you've taken. So this is one way that we're also examined, which is more of a creative way in which we reflect ourselves. Then student life. So student life on our campus. So in this education, well, in Denmark as well, there's a lot of group work. So they like you to work in groups because, this reflects the professional environment as well. You gain skills within, socializing or working in groups. So we have a lot of group work meetings at our campus, and there's a lot of areas that facilitate these, group meetings. Then apart from that, we also have a Friday cafe by SMU, which is that every Friday pre-corona, and hopefully soon it begins again, hopefully the next year. But it's basically, we have some music. There's also a cafe where you can get different drinks, and on Fridays people get together there after classes. And sometimes, you have special Fridays cafes where, for example, they have competitions with games. So or different themed ones. So it's a great way to socialize. Then apart from that, we have a lot of groups that you can join at the university, such as the school band, theater, IT. We also have a book club as well. And you can also get together to do sports such as dance, parkour, or volleyball. We have gyms on campus, so it's very useful for this. There's also a gym where you can work out. So it's great facilities. And then finally, we do usually have events and parties, such as the intro week. So the first week that you join our university, there's an intro week with different activities. So you get to know your classmates, and you also get practical information. And then we have parties such as ballroom, semester start party, an Absalon football cup, where different students come from the different campuses, and there's a big football competition on our campus. So it's a cool way to get to know other international students as well, apart from the ones on our campus. And we also organize things such as flea markets. And we have a committee called SMU. It's the social committee. So it's a great way to get to know people. And if you want to be active and helping out, maybe planning these events or just participating in these events, you can join that group as well. And they always like to have new members. Then concerning the campus in Vordingborg, usually when we do these Q&As, we get a lot of questions about student dorms. So we've included some photos here. The dorms, the rooms vary in sizes. So these are images from different rooms. Some of them are larger, some of them are smaller. And then we also have shared areas. As you can see here, we have, different kitchens and a living room. So depending how many people you share your common space with, it'll be larger or smaller, but there is a limited amount of student dorms. So it's just important to get in contact if you're interested in applying, as there is usually a waiting list. So you do have to wait to be offered a room at campus. And then now I'm going to pass it over to someone to speak about, the admission deadlines.
Yes, my name is Jette, and I will going to tell you about applying for admission. And if you want to apply for admission at the honors degree in teaching, you have to apply before March 15 at 12 o'clock noon. You have to log on to the Danish website, optagelse.dk, as you can see here. And the only way to apply is in Danish. We have at our website at Absalon, we have a video guide in English on how to apply on the Danish website, and you can watch the guide on our website on how to apply. When you want to apply, you have to fulfill the admission requirements, and this is a listing of the qualifying exams we accept. And if you have a qualifying exam from your home country, we are not able to pre-assess whether you meet the admission requirements on forehand, but you can apply, and then we will assess your application and your foreign exam. We also have at our website at Absalon, you can see the Danish ministry. They have a website where you can type in your country and then see which type of exams we accept in Denmark to meet the requirements. Yes, let's take the next slide. Additional to the admission requirements to the exams document, you have to have a grade average above 7, and that is equivalent to the Danish grade scale. If you don't have the grade average above 7, you have to go to an admission interview. And it is an admission interview we will invite you to when we have assessed your application and assessed that you meet the requirements. Yes, after you have been enrolled, you have to, I don't know if any of, maybe Helene, you can tell me about, like, tell something about this, because it is not about a part of the admission requirements.
Oh, I think maybe, daughter, it's better that you tell about the 3-hour admission test.
I think that Ines can tell about the admission test. It's in English. It's when you study the the mandatory minor English, then there is a mandatory test.
Yeah, it's basically because it's an honors degree, then Denmark requires a test in order to be certain that you meet the requirements to take an honors degree with more credits. So then you have to carry out a 3-hour admission test. It's done during your first year, and you're also able to retake it. But basically what it tests is your written English and that you're able to formulate a well-structured argument. So it's basically your English that they're testing, not your knowledge within the bachelor already. But yes, it's just something mandatory to make sure you meet the English requirements.
Yes, and it's not a part of the admission interview. The admission interview will be before you get admitted. And then in the admission interview, you have to get a score of 30 to meet the requirements.
But I can also add that that you are trained during the first year to this test. But it's very important to meet the requirements for the English language, because everything is taught in English, and the level of academic skills will increase during the study. So it's a maybe you do not meet the exact requirements when you start, but during the first year you must be able to meet the requirements.
Then I just can add that when you have applied for admission at Absalon, we will invite you to join our platform called nemstudie.dk, and this is where we will communicate with you during the application process. And it's also here you will get your answer whether you have been admitted or not. The deadline for applying is due, and then if you didn't make it and got to apply, we will July 28th, we will announce available seats, and this is only for applicants that doesn't live outside the EU. If your citizenship outside the EU, you have to get a visa application, and the assessment period for a visa application is due. It's too long for you to get the visa application to start up at September 1st. But if you have any questions regarding admission, you can contact us at this info.
So this is about the special support that we can give students if they need help with respect to dyslexia or mental or physical impairment. Then you are able, if you are able to obtain a Danish educational grant, then you can apply for receiving special support. And we have a study advisor that can help you if you feel that you might qualify and need this help. And this is the contact information for the study advisor, the phone number and the hours, and also the general email that you can write to. So if you have any questions regarding special support, then please contact the study advisor.
And here we have, our website, if you want to get more information from us. We also have this email, honorsdegree@pha.dk, where you can send any questions you have about, applying or about the degree, also about student experience as well. And then we also have our Facebook and our Instagram in case you would like to look into, the university. And then finally, for more information, you can contact Lonnie, our head, Dada, the international coordinator who's here with us today, or me as well, if you'd like to contact a student. And I think that's all from the presentation.
Yeah.
Yes.
There are a few questions, but I think they've been answered by now. The one was regarding whether or not you start studying before you take the test that we talked about, and yes, you do. And then the other is with respect to if there are some open spots and you are an EU citizen, then stay connected with us and see if there are any available positions or spots, yeah, so that you can apply. Are there any other questions that people would like to ask?
Did you answer the one who was already accepted? There was a question, or it's not anymore, because we have this intro week that is very interesting for newcomers to attend Ines. But I don't know if they get the information about that.
Yes, they'll receive a letter once they receive their acceptance letter as well, where they get information about the intro week. But it's a great week to get to know your classmates. We also give you a lot of practical information about, for example, your the online platform that we use, so that you can see your schedule as well, and you know what classes. And when people come from abroad, we also help them applying for their residence permit. So yeah, it's really great. Also, just to get to know people and also get to know the Danish student, apart from the international students that will be in your class. We do a lot of activities, and hopefully this year with the situation with coronavirus getting better, we'll be able to do more things.
The situation here in Denmark is pretty good at the moment with respect to corona. So we, in all probability, will be back to normal by the time you start your education with us, if you apply or have applied. Yeah. Any other questions? Doesn't look that way. Oh, there came one. Two. Yes, it's there's a question, Jette, maybe that you can answer.
If you already have applied for in the Danish, if you have applied for Vordingborg, then you can choose the profile of the international teachers education, and then there will be no problem. If you have applied for admission in Roskilde, then you have to apply again if you want to apply for Vordingborg and get into the international teachers education. And then you can apply for available seats, and then we will annul your application for Roskilde, and then you can be admitted into Vordingborg instead. And you can apply from the 28th of July.
So I think that's it with respect to questions. Anybody else want to ask something before we close this session?
Oh, someone just asked for contact.
Yeah.
I just shared the honors degree email, and that's the email for our bachelor specifically. But like, I myself also check that email, so it's the best one to send any questions that you have, for someone to answer.
And there's a question about whether or not the expenses are covered when you go on an internship abroad. And they are not. Those are considered personal expenses, so you should have money in your budget if you choose to go far away or to somewhere expensive. All the responsibility will be with respect to living costs, etc., will be covered by you. But you will not be paying for tuition at the university if you choose one of our partners. Is there a long waiting list?
I can answer that. There shouldn't be. The last couple of years, we have accepted all applicants that meet the admission requirements. And that means that we have no list for, waiting list, or what we call standby lists.
And then one more question regarding changing from the standard Danish teacher education to the international one is, can you, will the person do this in September, or will they have to do it before?
Yes, the International Honors Degree in Teaching is only available in September. And if you want to make the change, if you have applied for Vordingborg, you can just tell us that you want to start up on the international profile. Then you don't have to make any changes in your application. When you get admitted, if you get admitted to the program, you can just inform us that this is a wish you have to go on to the international profile. And if you have applied for Roskilde, then you have to apply again for Vordingborg, and you can do that the July 28th. And if you have question regarding this, you can write to us at admission at pha.dk, and then we can help you.
And someone is asking about the difference between the Danish teaching education and the international one. And I think Ines put a good focus upon the fact that you have a very strong emphasis upon teaching internationally, the cultural understanding that you gain when you are studying on the international line, of course, and the teaching is in English, and you will be in a international class, meet people from around the world. Yeah. Ines, can you think of any other major? It's also longer.
I think that's most of the thing. Like in the end, we do get a Danish teaching certificate. So in some way it does resemble the Danish one, with choosing the subjects that we want to specialize in and the teaching experiences that we get. But apart from that, we have extra classes that prepare us to work, in classes with students from different countries, with bilingual students. And at the end of the day, I feel like even if you do decide to teach at a Danish school, even at Danish schools, these are like characteristics of the classes there as well. Because nowadays, because of globalization and everything, then that's what classes are like. So it's very useful. And we also have some students who do take the international line, but they decide to take some subjects in Danish, such as Danish, because they might want to work at a national school. So you do have that option too.
And there's been asked about the distance from Copenhagen, and it takes now around an hour and a half on the train normally to go from Copenhagen to Vordingborg. The train is direct, so in weekends it's very often that students go up to Copenhagen if they want to do something, especially in the capital. Yeah. We're also very close to the German border. So a lot of students probably will go down to Germany also taking the public transportation. Yeah. Student housing. Yeah, that's something that people ask a lot about, the housing. And I think that we try and help you as much as possible in order to find accommodation. There are people in the local area that rent. There are housing sites that you can go on to and see what's available. Normally students find housing without too many problems, I believe. Ines, do you have any comments about that?
Yeah, there's a lot of online platforms where you can search for apartments, but we also have a lot of first year students that actually post on some Facebook groups, either a Facebook group for Vordingborg or a city close by like Nashville. And they post and say that they're searching for an apartment. And there have been people who get either temporary places or somewhere that they live. Yeah, through there they find things. But if not, you can also send the email that I shared, honorsdegree@pha.dk, an email, and we have a fixed text that we send out with different platforms or Facebook groups that you can use. So you can go ahead and do that, and we'll get back to you.
And one student is asking if they have to go to the university every day. Are there classes every day?
Your schedule varies each year. So I think a lot of the time in your first year, at least from past years that I've seen, maybe they have 4 days a week that they're in class, but every semester your schedule also changes. So it really depends. For example, this following year, I'll have 4 days and 3 days, depending on my semester. But yeah, I think usually it's 4 in your first year.
Yeah. And then the final question is with respect to possibilities to learn Danish at the same time as that you're studying.
You can at language schools in Denmark. So we don't offer lessons in our university, but most cities have the city hall where you can go to and contact them if you're interested in learning Danish at the language schools. And you'll be able to go to the closest one. I'm not sure if currently, I think there's not one in Vordingborg, but there's one in a city close by. But I think they also have options for studying online, and it's maybe once a week. But we have a lot of students from our university who are studying Danish at the language schools. And it's free. Yeah.
It's always a good thing. Yeah. So, any final questions? Doesn't appear that way. Okay, I'd like to thank everyone for attending today, and contact us if you have further questions after you think about this presentation, and we'll be more than happy to help you. Yeah, and we hope to see you soon in Vordingborg. Yeah. Take care, everyone, and thank you.